Welcome to another Delboy walkthrough type video. This is just an introduction to an old classic that I've been sort of like inspired to do because Robert Morrison, a friend of my channel, has done some exceptional work with his Atari gameplay, and he recently has done Miner 2049er, which is an old arcade game that was converted to the old 8 bits, and even later on in the 16 bits there have been versions of this type of game. So what is Miner 2049er? Well, it's a platform game, but the idea was to clear each cave or mine by walking over the floor. Um, so you had the basic premise of walking left and right, climbing up ladders, up and down, falling down slides. But as you traversed the floor, it coloured it in, and you only completed the level when the whole floor was coloured in. So Miner 2049er again, which is this remake, is the same premise, a lick of paint, but to bring it up to today's level. And this time you don't color the floor in, you clear the floor, because you're in a mine and there are radioactive canisters and you need to clear the floor by walking over the floor. So basically it's the same, just reverse. So we'll click Z to begin the game and just have a couple of screens play on this, and then we'll do a roundup. Now, just to let you know, I was a big fan of Miner 2049er. I was more a fan of Bounty Bob Strikes Back, which was a sort of a sequel that only appeared on the computers and not in the arcades. And just to let you know, I actually never saw the arcade game, although I know it was very popular. So we'll begin the game, and you can see there I am at the top. It looks very much like I'm going to have some sort of tutorial. So, Bob, we've had an unfortunate accident. Chemical drums stored down here have spilled out all over the floors. I needed to clean up this mess so we can reopen the mine. You may find the odd item laying about. Collect them for bonus pay. Okay, so as you can see, left and right, go down the ladders and jump. There's an item over there, so we'll get that. And it looks very much like you can die if you don't reach. So we'll remember that. Go down the ladders, clear all this slime away, and that's the end of the first stage. Quite simple, really. Okay, be careful of radioactive critters that have mutated in these mines. You can jump them, Bob, or just avoid them altogether. If you get a pick, then the critters will be vulnerable for a time. That's slightly different. In the original, if you picked up an item, the creatures used to be vulnerable automatically. It looks very much like you'll only do that if you see a pick. Okay, we'll have to remember that. So this is quite easy, just walking left and right, clear the slime. It looks very much like we've got a little bit of a hurdle here, because we've got to get past this guy and still do the floor. But not too bad, quite simple. Oh, now this one's looking more tricky. Now, do they come all the way? No, they don't. Okay, well, we'll come back to them. Just clear away all this gunk. I'll go down here and try and get over one of the creatures. Should be sort of the same as we did on the first bit. Shouldn't be too much of a difficulty, and it wasn't. Just get up to the ladder, jump over. Yeah, fairly simple. Jump across. Yeah. And there we are, another screen done. So far, so good. Watch those chutes, Bob. You can't climb up them, but you sure do slip down them if you step on them at the top. Yes, now in the original, chutes were a real pain in the neck because some of the things that you need to colour in are actually on the chute that you step on, and you will instantly fall down it. So, and I've got a pick. Okay, so it looks like I can kill that creature at the top. Did so. Not too bad. Let's go over there. You'll tend to find in Miner 2049 that there are always levels to the left and right that you forget to do. You could do this stuff in any order, but basically you just need to be careful of all of that. So I'm going to go down here, I think, clear some of this stuff up, and then go back up, because it looks very much like I can jump up and get to the higher sections again. There's a boot over there, but I'm going to get that later on, I think. So you can see here that I need to be careful, because if I stand on there, I'm going to fall down, and I do. Now, ooh, you can actually walk through the block, so that's going to be a bit careful. I think I'll jump to the left and get that boot. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. And then jump to the right. Ah, that's good. Being careful of that chute again. Fall down, shouldn't be too difficult. Yay! So as you can see, they're getting more and more complex as we move through this. Bob, there are many side tunnels around the mines. Doorways with number signs will lead to likewise doors. Press up to go through them. Ah, so now in Miner 2049 I remember lifts, and yes, just like this, there were tunnels. They're going to aid us a little bit, because obviously you're going to only be able to get to those platforms by pressing up to go through them. We're going to need that for those 3 little blocks over on the left there. We'll just get that. Oh, I missed the damn block, which means I don't think I can complete this level now. No. So we'll use this as a trainer. Go through here. And then jump across. Yeah, looks like that's all you got to do. So I just missed that block. See how easy it is to miss a block and you're really then stuck. There we are. It was as simple that I just jumped a little bit too early. Cool, he comes up a lot. The old minecarts are useful to take a ride inside, Bob. And the level may be a bit bigger than at first glance. Now, if this has got scrolling, then that is definitely an enhancement, because you didn't have scrolling on the original. Damn. Of course, I've got to get in the cart first. I am useless at games. Look at that. Did it again. Right. Looks like we're not going to see much of this level. Yes, it's got scrolling. Okay, well, that's an enhancement over the original. And a welcome one in certain ways, because it will add a little certain part of complexity to this. Now that was lucky, because I didn't think I'd be able to jump over him, and I couldn't, and I walked under him. But that means I've got to use good timing, and look at that. My timing was atrocious. And it's game over. Now, we'll sort of do a little bit of a roundup, because there isn't much else for me to say or show about this. So Miner 2049 is a very, very early arcade game, something like 1981-82. I remember playing this as a 14, 15-year-old on the computers. And although the graphics were always simplistic, there was immense fun to have by just colouring the floor in. It's amazing how the simplest mechanics can sometimes give you the most joy. Later on, Bounty Bob Strikes Back, there was an added complexity, and it had the most amazing high score table, where little birds came down and pecked at the at the letters and brought them up. And there was also a sort of like a little forklift truck that you pushed on it. Always remember that, and a lot of people remember that. So many games have been inspired by Miner 2049, and Manic Miner being a classic example, although the mechanic then drastically changed to just picking up objects to get to the end of the level. Do I like this version? This is free. It's one of those retro remake websites that I'm going to post a link to. And I actually like it. It's got some faults. The one thing I didn't like, and although I was reading out the text, that little guy that sort of like explains things to you will get old very, very quickly. It looks very much like you're going to have to go through this and see him waffle on and on and on, and it doesn't look very much like you'll be able to get past that. You have to press the jump button to read through the text, a la all those old Nintendo games that we've played with Mario. I think this is a game with some enhancements that actually add something. And from that point of view, I'm going to give this one a thumbs up. I hope you agree with me, but for whatever reason, I'm going to put the link down the bottom. I hope you do have a little go and try and play this. I had real fun with it. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.